Hi, my name is Devin Frost. Welcome to my new piece of land here in New Mexico, purchased through LANDiO.com. I needed to live a more simple lifestyle, and I wanted to help other people do the same thing. One of the first opportunities that I've had to do that is by purchasing this little plot of land. We set up a social media page on Instagram called Tiny Getaways, where we basically feature tiny homes and ideas for simplicity and sustainability. It's not all expensive, living kind of off the grid, as they say, or not off the grid, but away from the chaos and the rush of the world. It's not as complicated as you might think. The folks at LANDiO definitely made it easy to get my hands on this property and actually claim it as my own. So again, thank you to them. One of the things that stood out to me about LANDiO was really the way they had their site structured. It really enticed me to look into what they had left because I could see that they were moving properties quickly. So it definitely helped me kind of make that decision because I wanted to really get my hands on this quickly, and I'm glad I did. I found that LANDiO really streamlined the research process on the property just by providing all of the documentation that went along with it right there, in the property description. And there was really nowhere else that I had to look for answers to the questions that I had. I could call them up, and LANDiO was more than happy to answer the questions to the best of their ability, and they were even willing to look into some other things for me about the local area that I found very, very helpful. So they really did a lot of the work for me. The closing process in buying this property through LANDiO was very, very easy. It really was just a couple of e-file documents that got sent back and forth between myself and LANDiO and a couple of signatures here and there, and we were good to go. Yeah, I felt great about, the entire thing. And then we got to the closing part, and I had that thought of, wow, this is incredibly easy. And almost wondered if I had bought a real piece of property. But as you can see, there actually was something behind all those pieces of paper. So it's cool. The best part of the service I received from LANDiO was definitely being able to talk to them directly. They always answered my calls promptly and returned them as soon as they could, even with a 3-hour time difference between us. And having that resource really just made the whole process simple and easy. Buying the property online and not being able to actually view it in person beforehand was definitely interesting. I was a good ways away physically from where I bought the property, and so because of that, I wasn't physically able to get out here. It was about a 35-hour drive, and it was nice on Sunday night when I came in. Even in the dark, I felt like the property schematics and the maps that LANDiO had provided really kind of gave me a good idea of what I was walking into, so I was able to sort of find my way around even in the dark, and even found the little driveway in the dark, which was surprising. The property itself absolutely has exceeded my expectations. There really haven't been any surprises, but the ones that have been, I guess, surprises, such as, hearing the wolves call at night, those have all been very cool, very welcome. Part of the buying process that exceeded my expectations was really the personal connection that I felt I had with the folks at LANDiO. They really just made the process very simple and easy, and I really felt like they were looking out for my interests when I was going through the buying process, and they were willing to work with me on a lot of things that they didn't need to, and so it was hugely helpful. And I really felt like the customer service there was just second to none. I would absolutely spread the message of buying land at LANDiO to anyone and everyone that's looking. They, like I said, make the process very, very easy and really do their best to help you through it in whatever way they can. I think in conclusion, if I were to add anything to my experience with LANDiO, it would just be that they were really felt like they were there for me through the whole process. And that's rare in today's world when you're buying anything, to feel like the person selling it to you actually cares about what you're getting and whether or not you're happy with it.